All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutation to the hopeful lake out there, pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds. In the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today, a righteous Jakeover, okay, is the only solution. Okay, a righteous Jakeover, because we're in the time, all right, where people, are lost, okay, confused, okay, and that's why, they're so easy to cleave onto anything that looks stable, and right now, what's looking stable to most Americans, okay, is the president Donald Trump, okay, which is leading them right into, okay, the wolves, okay, of the New World Order, the elite, man, the agenda of the elites. Okay, now we see things going on, all right, and they presented, Trump, okay, as this alpha male, okay, they presented him as this competent leader, okay. Then they threw in your guy, Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, as this supposedly, health warrior, make America healthy again, okay, and they have all these things because the main thing from this presidential candidacy, these last elections, trying to fix the economy, trying to fix, schools, trying to fix infrastructure, okay, trying to fix, the wealth gap, all these different things that, and then Trump comes in, claiming to be this president of peace and all these different things. But at the end of the day, when everyone gets through throwing around their opinions and their emotions, the only thing, all right, that's going to fix the problem of the planet Earth is Yahweh Shai, all right, and a righteous, all right, takeover, man. And I entitled it a Jakeover because Yahweh Shai is the ultimate, okay, ultimate Jake. Okay, matter of fact, let's start off there. You see, and then we'll get into it when you go to Second Esdras, okay, because we're in the transition of kingdoms, okay. So when you go to Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 7, it says, well, I just get to the point, verse 9, Second Esdras 6 and 9, it says, it says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is the end of this age, and then Esau is the beginning, okay, Esau is the beginning of this age, and Jacob, okay, well, Esau is the end of this age, and Jacob is the beginning that followed. I'm excited, okay, because we're living in some beautiful times. So Esau is the end of the age of the heathens being in power, and Jacob is the beginning of the eternal righteous kingdom to come, okay. So the answer to every one problem, okay, is not, the economy, is not Democrat or Republican, okay. It's not, capitalism, okay, communism, okay, neoliberalism, all these different terms and ideologies and, different categories and ideas. No, the solution to the problem, okay, is Yahweh Shai and the governing body, okay, of Israel, which is Yahweh Shai and 12,000 men from each tribe. That's going to be the solution to the planet Earth, okay? Because when you go here, let's get that real quick in Isaiah 32 and 1, all right? Because what's the problem with the planet Earth is what? Wickedness, man, okay? Corruption, okay? Unjust, okay? Decrees. You see? You have a liar, a murderer, a thief that's in rulership, okay? There's no bigger thug on the planet Earth than the people that's in rulership, Esau, Edom. Okay, niggas are just a micro, okay, problem compared to the problem of Esau, Edom. So you go to Isaiah 32, and we're reading the NLT as well. Isaiah 32 and 1, it says, look, a righteous king is coming. That's Yahweh Shai. Okay, a righteous king is coming. That's Yahweh Shai, the righteous king. The problem of the earth is sin and wickedness, man. Sin and the wicked leadership. That's the problem of the planet Earth, and it's Esau Edom. Okay, so here it is. You got people rallying around the problem of the earth. Okay, as if he's some type of solution. No, he's the problem. Donald Trump is a small part of the big problem of the planet Earth, and that's Edomite rulership, man. Edomite male rulership is the problem of the planet Earth, man. All right, it starts, all right, and it ends with this nigga. Everything in between is the things that he's produced, okay, and allowed in the planet Earth. Okay, every problem that even he tries to state, you see, it rooted back to him. Okay, so you go to Isaiah 32:1, it says, look, a righteous king is coming, and honest princes will rule under him. Okay, and honest princes will rule under him, man. And that's the 144,000, 12,000 men from each tribe. All right, the sons of Jacob, the sons of God. Okay, so the solution is what? A righteous Jakeover, man. Yahweh Shai and the governing body of Israel, man. Okay, as we fail, all right, but the Lord is chastising in us, okay, to where we can appreciate righteousness. Get that, because this captivity was meant, okay, to condition us to appreciate righteousness, man. Okay, because that's what the world is lacking: righteous rulership. Okay, niggas and Jake and the nigga woman arguing about who the prize, who the table. Okay, bringing out all these stats, and it was cute for a moment, and the talking points need to come out. Okay, but now what we finna do next? Well, the answer is in the scriptures. Okay, but this whole captivity was for us, to experience wickedness. Okay, on a whole nother level, to see the earth being completely ran out of order, for us to appreciate the righteousness, all right, of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai and the way that he intended to run the earth, man. And we're going to appreciate the kingdom forever, man. We're going to appreciate the righteousness, the peace, okay, the order, okay. The earth giving forth this strength, man, the smells. We're going to appreciate the smallest things in the kingdom. Even though we're going to be gods in the earth, we're going to be immortal beings in the earth, man. We're going to appreciate the simplicity, even the small things, okay, of the kingdom, man. Water tasting like it's supposed to with the minerals in it, man. Okay, the trees and the flowers giving off that potent smell. Okay, family, man, the structure of man, woman, and child. Okay, the family script being put back to place, man. We're going to appreciate these things on a whole nother level, man. Okay, so going back, go to Psalms 119 and what's that, 71. Okay, I'm reading the KJV and the NLT. All right, it says Psalms 119 and 71. It says, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. Okay, and you read this in the NLT, it says, my suffering was good for me. And it's speaking of this present suffering more than ever. All right, for it taught me to pay attention to your decrees. Okay, it taught me to pay attention to your decrees. So this suffering made us appreciate righteousness, man. And the Lord and Yahweh Shai is coming back to establish righteousness forever, man. You see, the Lord wanted us to develop a thirst for righteousness, man. That's why he starved us out, okay, in this wicked society, okay, so we can have a thirst for righteousness, man, because in this society, righteousness doesn't go forth. Righteousness is mocked, okay? If you're a man, all right, that wants to run your household, they call it toxic masculinity. You're a woman that listens to your husband, they call you a pick-me, okay? You don't, you're an Israelite man, and you're not cool with adultery, you're lame. Okay, you're not willing to go crash out over nothing, you're a lame. See, righteousness and order, okay, is made mockery in this society. Okay, you eat a certain way. Okay, you're talked about. You see, everything we do in righteousness in this society is ridiculed. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, what is he coming to do? He's coming to put down this current age. He's coming to erase this whole age, okay, from out the planet, man. Okay? That's why that 1,000 years is just gonna be removing the trace of Esau ever being in rulership. That's why the scriptures speak about it's gonna come a time when Esau's rulership not gonna come to mind because it's gonna be like he never ruled. Okay? So going back to the book of Matthew, chapter 5, okay, this is I started Matthew 5 and 3, and this in the NLT. It said, God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for him. Because that's one of the things that we came back to as the hopeful elect is understanding like we need our power. It's like as Israelite men, trying to do this without our power. Okay, it's not working. Okay, we out here bad. Just like a woman, trying to live a life of independence. Okay, and eventually, some women come to a realization like, nah, this ain't how it's supposed to be. So with Israelite men, we come to that conclusion, trying to do it, okay, without our power. This ain't the way, okay. So the Lord has put the spirit of humility on us to humble down and realize, like, nah, we need our power, man. Okay, Jake tell you, because you got certain things Jake can tell you, and it can better your situation. You can get in shape, and you can save money. You can do little different things, and there's certain things adjustments you can make. Okay, and make it a little easier on you in this situation. But that's not the overall solution. The overall solution for the like man, we need our power. Okay, we need Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. We need our power, man. Okay, going back to let's get that real quick in the book of Genesis. All right, 15. You see, that's what we as Israelite men. This is what we need. Genesis 15:1 says, after these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abraham, I am thy shield and exceeding great reward, man. Okay, our exceeding great reward. So with Yahweh Shai, we have everything, man. The Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai, he has everything for us, man. He just wants what all the Lord require obedience. Okay, serve him and win. You see, that's the play. You see, but we was curious in wickedness and we failed. And the Lord allowed, the most wicked of the heathen, Esau, Edom, to have possession of the earth, man. While we're the tail. Okay, the Lord allowed this devil to be the head while we're the tail. Okay, hey, lesson learned. Okay, we don't need to get hit with that belt again. All right, the belt of Esau, Edom. Okay, lesson learned. You see, so as Israelite men, what we need is our power back, man. Okay, ain't no other. You can have money. All these niggas that got money, no power. Okay, the richest niggas, all the richest niggas put together, no power. Okay, absolutely no power when it comes to things that really matter. Okay, the only power Esau gives our people, okay, is the ability to influence, all right, other Israelites to destroy themselves, man. Okay, all this money that these niggas got, these niggas can't start building infrastructure for Jake. Okay, they can't start putting things together for the generation to come for Jake. No. Okay, the only ability they have, all right, is to go sing, dance, okay, rap, dribble a ball, okay, and run a goddamn football, man. Okay, that's the only power niggas got, man. But when it comes to the real affairs of the planet Earth, niggas don't have no power. Okay, so the problem, all right, when you go into us as a people, well, Israelite men, you know, had to tap back into their power source, which is Yahweh Bashim Shah. Okay, and that's the beginning of us what, hey, being raised out of the dust, man. You see, so going back to Matthew chapter 5, All right, Matthew 5 and 3 again in NLT said, the Most High blesses those who are poor and realize their need for Him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. You see, the kingdom of heaven is theirs, man, for those men who have come back to their realization, man. And then you have, women that's coming under the banner of those men, and that's all right, who the Lord established His righteous kingdom with. Okay, it says the Most High blesses those who mourn, all right, for they will be comforted, man. And what is our mourning, man? You look at the planet Earth, man, the rulership, man. We have a true concern about how the earth is being ran. See, we awaken to who we are. That's why I say, when man increase in wisdom, what he increase in sorrow. Okay, so as we have increased in wisdom or righteousness, man, we increase in sorrow because we know how it's supposed to be. We look around at this current situation and we know how it's supposed to be, man. And it's a thing of sorrow, man. It's a thing of, say as a man, you have no power in certain situations. You usually gotta let, most things ride because you don't have no true power here, man. Okay, and there's like a torment, but the Lord got us in that position and it's refining us, man, because we're gonna appreciate that power when we get it back. Okay, so going back into verse 5, it says, the Most High blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth, man. Okay, so we're finna inherit the whole earth, man. That's why Esau has nothing to offer us, man. Okay, Esau has nothing to offer the elect, because the elect understand what's to come. The hopeful elect understand, all right, what's next, man, after this, man. He can't sell us on the illusion of no goddamn microchip, okay, as being this utopia and this salvation. Okay, he can't sell the elect on that. We understand what's really to come after this, man. Okay, the planet Earth needs to be fixed. Esau gonna present this microchip as the fix, okay, the solution. All right, and a lot of people are going to be taken by it, okay, because they wasn't given the mysteries of the kingdom. Okay, you gotta understand. We go to our people and tell them Matthew 5 and 5. The Most High blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. Man, our people don't even they can't even reason that. They don't know what that is. You see, because this captivity had just completely broke Jake down from any type of ruling class mentality, man. Okay, and Jake would rather be, a peasant in another man's kingdom, long as he has a few perks and a little convenience. Jake is cool with that. Okay, Jake not concerned about a solution, okay, for the planet Earth. You see, like going back into it, we as we've awakened up to who we are, man. Hey, we're concerned about these things now, man. Okay, the earth suffering on this devil, man. Okay, children are unprotected in this society, man. The animals, okay, the animals going extinct, and you know their habitations is being destroyed. All right, this devil is putting chemicals, all right, just in everything, man. Just filling the earth with chemicals, man. You see, and that's a concern, okay, of the elect, man, because we've awakened back to responsibility. You see, and we feel that burden, like damn, because the earth is in the condition it in based on us falling short as the sons of God. Okay, and we gotta accept it. You see, and now we know what the solution is. Okay, verse 6, it says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied, man. And Yahweh Shai is going to satisfy that itch that we got for righteous, all right, for righteous judgment to take forth in the earth, man. We want to see righteous judgment. We wake up every day wanting to see righteous judgment go forth. And Yahweh Shai, he's going to come fulfill that itch that we got to see righteousness go forth in the earth, man. Okay? Because every day the wicked is just scot-free, Like it's a vexation, you see these devils on TV, okay, and they just get to lie and walk off scot-free, okay, just destroy people and just walk off and pretty much it's because to the point now they just mock people. They mock people openly, man. The things that they used to discuss in in secret council, man, they're just coming straight out and tell you, man, you will own nothing and be happy. Okay, the fourth industrial revolution, the world not gonna change. You gonna change. Okay, so these devils now, it's to the point to where they so proudful and boastful, man, and they just get to say these things and do these things and go unscathed, man. But Yahweh Shai is coming to scratch their righteous itch that we have for judgment to go forth, man. Okay, even 2/3 too. Them niggas is a problem, man. Cause them niggas is a problem. Them and Eve and them goddamn kids, they a major goddamn problem domestically, man. Okay, and all that's finna get Howard Shot finna clean up everything. That's why he finna use Esau as a instrument to clean up, and then Yahweh Shai is coming to clean up everything. Okay, so going back, let's go here to Saint John. All right, Saint John chapter 14. Okay, in verse 6 it says, Yahweh Shai told them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. So Yahweh Shai is the way, the truth, and the life, man. That's the only way. The only solution is Yahweh Shai. The only solution for us as a people getting out of the situation that we're in is through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is going to bring us back to glory as a people. Okay? Putting the earth back in order. Okay? So Yahweh Shai. It's the only thing that's the only, all right, power that has the means to put the earth back in order. Okay? Heavenly Father is going to use his son, Yahweh Shai, to do that. Okay? So everything that's off, everything that's wrong, okay, with us as a people, with the planet Earth, where Yahweh Shai is coming to fix these things, man. Okay? And he has more than enough power to do so. Okay? You see? It begins with him. So he's the way, the truth, and the life, man. He's the truth he's bringing truth back to the earth, man. Okay? On every level. Ain't gonna be no black, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those gonna be Israelites, according to our tribes, man. It's like it. Okay, it's not gonna be Chinese or Moab. Okay, I mean it's not gonna be Chinese or Japanese. It's gonna be Moab and Haman. Everything's gonna go back to its rightful order. Okay, ain't gonna be no Democrat, Republican. All this gonna be done away with. Okay, you see when it says this in the book of because everything that this devil has set up is off, man. Okay, he's revived that Greco-Roman Empire in the earth, man, and it's completely off. It's anti-Messiah, it's anti-righteous, okay, and it's off, man. It's a kingdom of death. All this technology and people are worse than they've ever been in existence, man. Okay, under this devil. Isaiah 65:17, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. Okay, so the Yahweh Shai is bringing in a new heaven, a new rulership. Okay, and the earth is going to be refreshed. Okay, through this destruction, this fire is going to be a purging agent. Okay, just like water is for cleansing, where fire is a purifier. The earth has to be purified, man. All these chemicals and all this pollution, man. This fire, okay, is gonna cleanse the earth, man. So it's gonna be a new heaven, a refreshed earth, a new rulership, a refreshed rulership, the kingdom, the government of Israel, the throne of David. Okay, that's gonna be that new heaven, the throne of David, that new rulership. Okay, and the earth is gonna be refreshed. The earth is gonna go back to its rightful order, to that paradise, man, to giving forth their strength. The earth is gonna give forth abundance, man. People talk about the economy. Well, the economy is resources. Under Yahweh Shai, the earth is going to shoot forth its strength, man. Okay? Because the beginning of an economy is the resources. Okay? And this devil, the earth doesn't give forth its strength under this devil. All right? And then what the earth does yield, this nigga hoards it all, man. Okay? Amongst the 1%. All right? Until the rest of the earth, shit, we short. It's a scarcity. Okay? These niggas a trillion, gazillion heirs. When nigga he tell you shit, we short. You see? This nigga build a data center, billionaires build a data center and make you pay the bill. They'll make you pay the light bill. Okay, he just spread the light bill amongst the local residents that's around the data center. Okay, it's a damn devil, man. So that's why even when you go to Isaiah 17, Isaiah 65 and 17 in the NLT, it said, "Look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and no one will even think about the old ones anymore." Okay, that old rulership of Esau and this old, all right, the earth and the state that it was in, because the Lord's going to bring a whole new existence. Okay, the Lord finna make reality a whole new existence. See, it's Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, man, he's gonna deck the earth out. Okay, according to his liking, man. Okay, and his wisdom and his understandings on a whole nother level, man. Esau like to make it seem as like the Lord let him tap in on the left hand side, but he has nothing on the wisdom Yahweh Shai is finna come, all right, and run the earth with, man, rule the earth with, and the wisdom that he's gonna give his government, man. Okay, and all his people, because Israel as a whole gonna be on the level, man. Okay, the least Israelite is gonna be a trillion times smarter than uh, uh, uh than these Temanites, man. Esau's wise men. Okay, the least Israelites is gonna be on a whole nother level than that, man. So the earth is gonna function, all right, on a whole nother frequency, man. Okay, you think the Lord gave this nigga technology, man? What is he gonna give his sons? Okay, and it's gonna complement the earth, not destroy it, man. Okay, because this man's rulership is complete destruction to the earth, man, and that's why the Lord's finna erase this man, all right, off the earth. Okay, that's why you go to Isaiah. Okay, 19, Revelation 19 and 10. All right, Revelation 19 and 10. We brought this out yesterday. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See that thou doest not. I am thy fellow servant." Okay, so John the Revelator was bound to an angel. "And of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy." So the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. And why, is the testimony of Yahushua the spirit of prophecy? Because prophecy, okay, is bringing forth Yahushua to the earth. You see, and prophecy is the solution to everything that we see that's wrong with the earth, man. Okay, and Yahushua is a king, and if you're a king, you're about solutions. If you're a righteous king, you're about solutions. Okay, to get things back in order. So prophecy, the spirit of Yahushua, was the spirit of prophecy, man, which is ushering in that righteous kingdom. Okay, by this righteous king, Yahushua. All right, that's why when it says that the testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of the testimony of Yahushua, the spirit of prophecy, well, it gets right into what the second coming. And I saw heaven open. So soon as the angel told John, like this, the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So he's seen the vision of Yahushua coming back. Okay? Because that's the headliner to all prophecy, because you're going to have Jacob trouble, the MOTB, then the Third World War, then Yahushua. You see, the headliner, okay, of prophecy, man. "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge, okay, and make war. In righteousness he doth judge and make war." Okay, so Yahweh Shai is coming to wage war in righteousness, man. Okay, because the earth is being ran in pure wickedness. So Yahweh Shai is coming, all right, to wage war, to set up righteousness, man, and that's the solution. Okay, that's the solution to everything that's happening in the planet Earth. Yahweh Shai coming back and taking over in righteousness, man. Okay, the problem, with everything that's in the earth, Yahweh Shai is coming back to solve with his rulership and with a righteous rulership. You know, so that was the point. Lord will. All right, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified once again. I'm gonna give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation, and hopeful Shalom.